Alright, we're back on HorizonXI. So, I put in some work since the last time we played, alright? Since yesterday, I put in some work, okay? I used my EXP ring, and I got Thief up to level 15. It actually was not that hard. With an EXP ring and good gear, Thief actually levels up pretty quickly in the low levels. A Thief can kill pretty good. But here's the thing, alright? I don't really have any interest in playing as a Thief, alright? Maybe at some point, but I have no immediate interest in the class. The reason I went to level 15 with Thief was very specifically for these things. So, job abilities. So as a thief, I have steal. That's an easy one. I can steal items from enemies. That's more money, right? Job traits, Gill Finder. So Gill Finder adds about 50% onto your Gill count when you kill things that drop Gill. So if you'd kill an enemy and it would drop like 10 Gill, you'll get 15 Gill with Gill Finder. In the low levels, that's not really very big of a deal, but in the higher levels, when you might kill things for like 100 Gill, well now it's 150, right? And so on. You know, that, it matters. It matters. Oh, burn. Oh yeah, there's a new patch, right? Oh boy, have fun with that. Yeah, I remember that. Like, burn. I remember when I'd try to do Savage content in Final Fantasy XIV, like when it would come out, on the day it released, there would be people kicking you because you haven't already done it. Yeah, that Final Fantasy XIV community. It's such a great community, by the way. Alright. Which, hey, speaking of community, look, I am in a link shell here. I don't do much with it, but they're saying good morning. Also, I hope I have the sound adjusted right for this. I keep changing it. Hold on, I should be friendly and social. I should say, good afternoon, fellow adventurers. There we go. You gotta be social, alright? Okay, so here's the thing, Thief, right? The main reason that I leveled up Thief isn't Gill Finder, it isn't Steal. The main reason I leveled up Thief to 15 is Treasure Hunter. Increased chance of getting treasure, and I've been making use of that. I was out killing orcs, and I got like a inventory full of fire crystals. I actually got a rare, a ranger gun. Unfortunately, it's not worth much because it's a common low-level enemy, so, you know, even though it's a rare drop, it was only worth 400 Gil. But still, like, when I kill things now, I actually get more drops. Like, I get spells from the orcish mages. Before, I could kill dozens of them and I'd never get a spell drop, but now I get them pretty often. So yeah, getting Thief up to 15, it's really helping. I have 25,000 Gil now. And that's just because, yeah, I got stuff and sold it. Also, I sold my, the Spatha +1 that I bought to level up as a red mage. I sold it because I have another level 10 weapon, the Royal Archer's Sword. So I can just use that. But if I ever choose to actually play as a thief, there is a reason to level up Thief, right? There are reasons to play as one or to sub-job it on another job. So, okay, I'm just gonna demonstrate Sneak Attack. Sneak Attack! So, Sneak Attack is a buff. My next attack is gonna be fucking insane. So, like, if I get behind this wild rabbit, Yeah, 104 damage. And oh yeah, treasure hunter, I get a rabbit hide. Thief is actually not a bad class here. It is actually a perfectly acceptable class for playing the game. But I only got it up to 15 so that I get the treasure hunting stuff. I need that loot. Now, what to do with all that loot? What to do with the gil that I've gotten? Okay. So I'm just sitting on some fire crystals, some wind crystals. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of beast coins. I stole them off of the orcs. So there's not a whole lot I can do with these beast coins. But hey look, crafting. I know a crafting recipe. So you take 4 beast coins and a fire crystal, and you mix them together, and you might get something if you succeed. Also, again, I feel like my audio the music might be mixed up a little bit. I don't know. Oh, I lost 2 beast coins, so I did get some smithing skill. That's nice. That's nice. Let's do that mangled mess again. I had 7 beast coins, so I can afford to lose 3 coins. Oh, I just noticed it's water day. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, it's water day, which means fire crafting probably not as efficient as it could be. And yeah, that is something you have to take into account. Like, doing a fire craft on a water day, bad idea. So naturally, that's what I'm doing. Okay, it was successful this time. So I just smithed myself a bronze ingot out of 4 beast coins. Basically, I melted them down into an ingot. Now, I'm pretty sure that ingot is not really worth anything. It's a common item, so I'm pretty sure it's worth nothing. Well, it's worth at least 400 gil, I guess. Maybe, wait. Maybe a little less than that, since the price seems to fluctuate a lot. Let's sell it for 390. Well, there we go. A little extra cash, I guess. So I'm gonna change my main job back to Red Mage, and I would actually like to do, yeah, a little fishing. So I need to get proper equipment for that. But also I want to switch back over to Red Mage, my main real class, right? Alright. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to touch Thief for quite a while. I'm probably not going to do anything with it. Eventually, I might want to level it up further and unlock Treasure Hunter 2. The thing is, Treasure Hunter 2 is level 50, so you can't use that as a sub-job. Like, on a level 75 server, the highest level your sub-job can be is like 37. So, wouldn't be able to make use of it, and I'm not really interested in actually playing the game as a thief. I've done that before, and one time was good enough for me. That was good enough. Alright. So, Moghouse, change jobs. Main job, Red Mage. Or, that's White Mage. Hold up. I have to change it. Okay, main job, Red Mage. Support job, White Mage. There we go. There we go. Alright, deposit my crystals. I'll maybe farm crystals another time. I can just get rid of that. The Beastman seals, hold on to those. Alright, I want to pull out my worms. And maybe the sabiki rig, I might want to do that too, but it's designed for catching small fish. Alright, so for actual equipments, like let's say I actually get into a party, yeah, I'll take my better sword, my platoon spatha. But I don't think I'll load up on equipment right. I mean, actually, since if I do get invited to a group, I will probably want to go back to town and change out my gear no matter what. Let's put the Royal Archer sword in storage and see where things go, right? See where things go. So equip platoon spatha. Now fishing. Oh wait, before we get the items we need to fish. Before we do that, let's check the delivery box. Oh yeah, there's Gil in there. Yeah. So I sold a lot of things, right? So goblins, you get wild onions. I sold an ascetics ring for 2,000 gil. The ascetics ring is a rare. It's a level 1 ring, but it's rare, and it drops from worms in like in King Ronper's tomb. I was just killing them for EXP. I wasn't farming for it, but I got one, so yeah, I sold it for 2,000 gil. Alright, then we've got wild onions. Those come from goblin thugs. The spools of grass thread and the cotton thread, that's from goblin weavers. Good sources of cash. Alright, the Sandor... Yeah, I stole 12 Sandorian carrots, worth 1,000 gil. Like, I love the gil game in Final Fantasy XI. It is very fun to do everything you possibly can to get as much gil as you can. I just love it. It's fun. So I think that's everything that I wanted to sell. Like, I don't think I need to sell anything else. I don't think I have anything else on the auction house. So, alright. Exit the area I entered from. And we need to go to the auction house and see if we can get some proper fishing stuff. Now, I don't need equipment for fishing. It's a good idea, but I don't need it. If I have a really good fishing rod, that can kind of get around it. Alright, just to be sure, yeah, I'm 22 red mage, 11 white mage, so I'm properly fitted out. I know that some people hate the fact that you need to farm gil a lot in this game. It is something you're gonna hit a lot. Like, at multiple points in the game, you're gonna sort of hit a wall where it's like, I can't afford my spells, I can't afford my weapons, my armor. Like, I can't afford to make my character be equipped for the level that they need to play at. And the good thing is you always have the option of level syncing down on this server, so, you know, if the best gear you have is like level 20, and you're level 50, you can just sync down to 20 and do level 20 content with level, you know, with a level 20 team, right? That works out. That helps to alleviate the frustration there. On the live servers back in the day, level sync was not a thing yet. So if you hit these walls where you just couldn't play at your level, you would literally be stuck. You had to go back and grind, and you didn't have any other options. Like, you couldn't play at a lower level or anything. And that wasn't great. That led to, I think, a lot of frustration with the game that didn't need to be. Alright, so I'm still selling stuff here. You can see I've got Sandorian carrots for sale, grass threads, that Spatha +1. So I do still have things for sale. That Spatha, when that sells, that's gonna be almost 10,000 gil. Alright, so what I need is the Halcyon Rod. That's what I need. Now, the composite fishing rod is... So, okay, ideally, your semi-endgame rods are going to be the Halcyon Rod and the composite rod. Like, between those two rods, you can catch almost every fish in the game. Like, that'll take you all the way up to, I guess, end game of fishing, right? Once you get up to that end game of fishing, then you're gonna want a legendary rod, which would be something like Lu Shang's rod, which is like the ultimate fishing rod, and you actually get that through a quest. But you don't even need that. You really don't need that fishing rod. You never need it. All you need is Halcyon and composite. The composite is designed for catching big fish, and the Halcyon, that's used for catching small fish. So, situational. It's all situational. So that is going to cost 15,000 gil. That's a lot. The Halcyon rod is a little cheaper at 11,000. You know, 10 to 11,000. It's a little cheaper. The Halcyon rod is the one we're going to be using for most of our time fishing. So I'm going for that one first. Let's see if I can get it for less than 11k. I'd like to not spend 11,000 gil. There we go, 10,700. Yeah, I take what I can get, right? Now the composite rod, yeah, the composite rod, it is very useful, it's very valuable, but it's not really something I need right now. Like, catching big fish, you're gonna want that not even that long. Like, when you get up to fishing skill 20, you're gonna want to be able to catch big fish. But the Halcyon rod can catch almost everything the composite rod can catch. And again, it can catch small fish, and that's what we're gonna be starting with. So now we need a rig. Let's see, the robber rig I think is, yeah, that's a 9,000 gil rig. The rig that I need for where I want to fish, I believe I need the rogue rig. I believe. I know balls of insect paste, those also catch the thing I want to catch, but let's see, do they sell the rogue? Like, is that a thing players can sell to each other? I don't see it. Okay, so no rogue rig then. That's Oh wait, there it is. I was overlooking it. Oh boy! That is 17,000 gil at the minimum. Ouch. Yeah, this is kind of the thing about fishing. Like, fishing is a lot of investment. Like, you're gonna be putting in quite a bit to even begin fishing. But once you actually get in there and get it started, it just becomes a gil printing machine. It's just, unfortunately, man, that is a lot to start. Yeah, like, I don't have that much cash. I can put down for it, I can. Now, wait, before we do that, the thing that I want to catch, specifically this thing I want to catch, it's, so balls of insect paste should be able to catch it. So let's see, how much do how much do insect balls cost for 99 of them? 2,000. Now, okay, I guess you gotta look at it like this. So, for 99 balls of insect paste, that's 2,300 gil. You should more than make your money back with that. But if you get the rogue rig, you don't have to worry about that at all. So yeah, I think we're gonna. I have the Sabiki rig. Yeah, I've got Sabiki and getting the rogue rig. That'll kind of cover what I need for right now. So, all right, let's shell out. Let's put that thief money. Let's put it to good use. First off, let's see if we can underbid. As always, I want to see if I can maybe sneak out with without paying so much. It's a very low chance. I think 17,000 is already lowballing this. Oh no, we got it for 16,100. Perfect. Okay, so equip our Halcyon Rod and the Rogue Rig, and with this we should be able to fish up Moat Carp. Now, while I'm here, the main reason I farmed for money is I need gil so that I can buy my spells. So, okay, hold up. I just want to look through the auction house and see, okay, Thunder is level 29. Okay, I don't have to worry about that for a while. Where's Blizzard? Okay, Blizzard's level 24. I will have to worry about that soon. But not just yet, Now, Gravity, there's a lot of those for sale. But they're 10k, that feels like too much. Okay, how about the White Magic? So, Cure 3 is level 26. I don't have to worry about that right now. But, I will soon. It's 4,000 gil. Okay, what do I not have that I absolutely need to have as a red mage? There's some end spells that I could use, but I don't really need those. I'd say regen. Yeah, regen's kind of the big one. How much does invisible cost? Oh, invisible's only 900 gil. Okay, so I don't even have to worry about that. That's good. But regen, there's 47 copies of it on the auction house. But they want a lot of gil for that. They want a lot of gil. Can I get it for 5,000? I'm gonna try to lowball it. Alright, so 6,000 something is what... That's kind of like what they want, right? How about 5,600? Unable. So they want like what? 7,000 is what the auction house is saying, right? So I guess 6,000 would actually be lowballing. Unable. Do I dare just spend all of my goddamn money? Do I just spend all my money? I don't know. Okay, all of my money was not enough, so we don't have to worry about regen just yet. Look, you can't blame me for trying, alright? You can't blame me for wanting to get one over on the auction house, okay? Alright, so I got my, God, getting into fishing, man. Alright, so let me switch back over to my Red Mage macro set. Alright. So, between the Halcyon Rod and the Rogue Rig, we are sitting on, like what? The Rod was, like, over 10k, that was 15, 16k, like... It's like 20, I want to say around 27,000 gil just on our fishing supplies. So now let's try not to break it. Because I guarantee if you're fishing with the Halcyon Rod and the Rogue Rig and you somehow snap the line or you snap the rod, that's just gonna make a man cry. That is enough to make a man cry right there. Alright. So the trick is just to be very careful. Alright? Be very careful. If you get a bad feeling while you're fishing, just stop. Do not proceed, do not pass go. Just let the fish go and try again. Alright, so I want moat carp. My understanding is that with the Halcyon Rod and the Rogue Rig, with that combination, I should be able to catch moat carp down at Nightwell. That's my understanding anyway. That is what a quick Googling of where fish are tells me. But we'll see about that. We'll see. Also, very quiet in here. Very quiet. I mean, we're just gonna be fishing, so need something to pass the time. Though I might do more than fishing. I don't know, I might try to actually get into a group. But I want to start fishing first. And then I'll put my flag up and if somebody invites me, then I guess I'll join them. I guess. Although really, I just want to get some fishing in. Alright, yeah, I'm at level 22, I shouldn't be in any kind of danger from like anything. Nothing in this area should be any type of threat to me. Yeah, I know, the timing is always a little weird on these streams, but I try and work with what I got. Alright, so Nightwell should be south just past the mountains coming up. Just past those. But I'd say the fishing in this game, it's very in line and on brand with most ideas of Final Fantasy XI. And that is that if you want to make gil, you're gonna have to spend gil, right? Gil and or time, or both. So fishing, like anybody can just grab a shitty fishing pole and some worms and go try to fish, but like if you're looking to catch a specific thing for a specific purpose, you really do need to have the correct gear. You know, you gotta have the right gear. And look, I'm not the only one that's got the idea to hunt moat carp. Look at this. Yeah, I am not the only one. Yeah, and they've got proper fishing gear too. Nice. Alright, let's do it. So we're going for moat carp, but really if anything bites my line, I'm gonna pull it in. Alright? If anything bites, we're bringing it in. Just half submerged in water here. Alright, I got a good feeling. So this should be moat carp, but there's multiple fish in this pond. Yeah, crayfish! Yeah, I farmed with Thief. That's how I got the money. I got Thief up to 15, and I got the money just killing things while I was leveling Thief up, and then I did a little more killing to get some more gil once I hit 15. It went pretty fast, actually. I used my EXP ring, so that made it go nice and quick. Now, okay, this one, it said something was pulling at my line. That means it's probably going to be an object. Probably. Yeah. You can tell what you're going to fish up by what message you get. Like, if the game says something is pulling at your line, that means you're going to fish up, like, a rusty bucket or some junk like that, right? But if you say you caught something and there's one exclamation, that means you've got a small fish on your line. And if there's 3 exclamations, that means you've got a big fish on your line. And then, you know, there's the feeling, right? You're positive you don't have enough skill to reel this one in. Let's do it. It's gonna be hard, but I don't think this'll, yeah, like, this isn't a line snapper, I don't think. Shouldn't be anyway. Oh, we couldn't get it. Or Yeah, it was too large to catch with this rod. So, yeah, if I wanted to catch that, I would need to use a composite rod. Also, he fished up a monster. Yeah, he fished up a monster, so that can happen. You can fish up monsters. So yeah, the Halcyon rod, it's kind of the legendary rod, Liu Shang's rod, and things like that. Those are the rods that you want in the end, right? But those rods cost a lot of money. So in the meantime, the Halcyon and the composite rod are kind of they're the second best rods you can use. The Halcyon is good for catching smaller fish, the composite's good for catching large fish. So if you have both of those, you can catch almost every fish in the game. Like, you can max out your skill with those. I got the Halcyon, I don't have composite, so I can't catch big fish yet. Big fish will always elude me. Yeah, so this one, I probably wouldn't be able to bring it in, so... But the, God, yeah, the Halcyon rod, that was like 11,000 gil, and then the Rogue rig, that was like 17,000 gil. I mean, I undercut for like 16,000, so I got it for a little less, but still. So pretty much all the money that I farmed as a thief just went straight into the fish. Just straight into fishing. Alright, yeah, don't have enough skill for that one. Not enough. But crayfish, I do believe those have value. They have value. Moat carp is what I'm trying for. But crayfish, they're good too for money. Like, at this point, we just want to make the money back, right? We want to make some of the money that we spent back. But here's the good thing. Once you've got the good fishing rods and the good rigs for your, to catch fish, once you have those things, you never really have to spend money ever again to go fishing. Like, as long as I don't snap the rod or the line, I'll never lose the Rogue rig. And the thing is that it's, like, if you snap your line or you snap your rod, if you do that, you kind of do it knowingly. Like, the game gives you, like, you have to interpret the messages that the game gives you. Oh yeah, this is a monster catch right here. Yeah, see, terrible feeling, something, yeah, that's a monster. See, if I tried to reel that in, that could have snapped my line too. If you get a terrible feeling, that means it is possible your line will snap, or your rod, or both. So as long as you don't fish when you have a terrible feeling, you'll never break your rod. Like, it'll never break, you'll never lose your rig. Everything will be fine as long as you don't fish when you have a terrible feeling. So it's easy enough to just never lose your stuff once you have it. But the funny thing is, oh god, look, I'm getting all these monsters on my line. I don't want that. But the funny thing is, there is actually a reason why you would want to, like, why you would actually want to snap your, well, not to snap your line, but there is a reason why you'd want to snap your rod. Yeah, the only obstacle is that, yeah, I mean, technically you can. So here's the thing, you can fish with a cheaper rod and cheaper rig. The thing is that when you fish, there's a pool of fish you can catch with your setup. And the problem is that if you have the cheap stuff, that's gonna be a big one. Yeah, the problem is if you have the cheap stuff, like there'll be more things that will snap your line or kill your rod. So you have to back out of fishing more often. And so you're kind of wasting a lot of time just not fishing That's why I kinda... Yeah, oh yeah, look, this is a big one. That's a big one. If I had the composite rod, I could take it, but not with the Halcyon. I probably... I mean, I should have gone for the composite first, but the thing is, most of the low-level fish you're going to be going for are going to be smaller fish. There are big fish that are low-level too, but mostly I want the small fish. So yeah, you gotta be careful, but as long as you're careful, won't lose anything. And you just have better chances overall with the more expensive gear. You just have a better chance to get what you're looking for. Yeah, so it might be a bad time of day to fish with this. Here's what I can do. So the Rogue rig, let's try the Sabiki rig. The Sabiki rig is designed to catch small fish. Like, the Rogue rig is important, you're gonna use that a lot, but it's not always the best choice. Like, you have a lot of choices when it comes to fishing. And really what you want, like, what you really want is you want to have a good selection of rigs, and you want to have a fishing pole for big fish and one for small fish. I think I'm probably not going to get this one. It's probably a big fish. I'm guessing it's a big fish. Yeah, it's too large. So I wish I had the composite rod, but I don't. The thing is, if I use the composite rod, like all of these big fish that I keep getting, that I have to let go, I'd be able to catch them, but I wouldn't be able to catch moat carp. Like, I'm going for moat carp. Also, something is pulling at my line. It's probably gonna be like a rusty bucket. I'd imagine it's gonna be the rusty bucket. Yeah, pair of rusty leggings. I might want to examine that guy. He's catching moat carp. I might want to check him and see like what kind of rig he's using. I might be using the wrong ones. Yeah, he keeps getting moat carp. What's he using? He's using the insect, yeah, he's using the same rod as me, but he's using insect paste. So I think insect paste is probably the, like, that's probably the one you want to use here. Well, I spent so much of my money, I can't back down from using the Rogue rig. And the Rogue rig can get... Like, it can get moat carp as well, but I think the problem is the Rogue rig also gets a lot of really big fish. Like, it catches things that I can't quite reel in yet. So I think, while I am happy that I have it, because, you know, I have it now, right? I do think I maybe misstepped a bit in that yeah, I might want to actually just use insect paste here. I think I'd get a better catch rate for moat carp. I mean, the crayfish that I'm catching, those are worth money. Not as much as moat carp, but they are worth money. But right now, I'm not really getting much of anything. I'm getting things that are way out of my league, so I'm... Like, I either have to give up on the fishing, or I have to do this, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a rusty bucket again, or some rusty equipment. Yeah. Now, to be fair, rusty buckets do sell for 50 gil each, so it's not totally worthless. It is a little gil. Yeah, the thing about fishing for money in this game is you really have to kind of... You've got to really keep a bit of a log of, like, what to use where, and exactly how much you can sell things for. Like, that guy over there, he's catching all the moat carp, and I think, it's because he's using insect paste, and that's I think that's the more ideal thing for this particular fish. What I'm using can catch moat carp, but it's not like it also catches a bunch of other things, so it's kind of polluting the fish pool for me. So the more expensive rig is not always the best rig. It's not always the best choice. But it's a good thing to have it, you know? Good to have it. So yeah, see, I'm catching crayfish, which those do sell for money. They are worth it, but moat carp is kind of the money maker here. I mean, either way, it'll level me up. Like, crayfish will, in fact, give me fishing experience, so... I mean, it's worth it to fish anyway, just to skill up a bit. Also, I don't know what it is about JRPG fishing, but God, it's relaxing. Nice and relaxing. But I might have to, like, try other locations and see... Like, I know about moat carp in this pond. Like, I know about that one. But, I might want to look around... Like, there's other places to fish, both in the Ronfar and in town, actually. Like, you can actually fish in town, and I might want to do that. Like, I might be able to find a better location for what I'm trying to fish. Oh yeah, terrible feeling. Let's not do that. Also, one thing I need, like, you can see some of these other people, they've got those blue tunics on and everything. That's to boost their fishing skill. So, like, there's, I think, there's the tunic, the gloves, and the tunic, gloves, pants, and then boots. So there's 4 pieces of fishing gear, and, like, each piece of gear increases your fishing skill by 1 point, and that makes it just makes it easier to catch fish. The fishing gear, that costs like 5,000 to 10,000 gil for each piece of equipment, so that's another investment, but it's one I don't need to make just yet. Okay, yeah, it's another monster catch. I don't know, I'm not having great luck with the rogue rig. Actually, I have little worms too. Let me see if I can catch anything with those. So little worms are just, yeah, they're not a rig, they're a lure, or they're bait. So every time I fish, I lose a worm. Okay, I don't have the skill to reel this in. I mean, I'll try it. Well, it's probably gonna be a big fish. Probably a big one. Okay, let's use the sabiki rig because that's designed to catch small fish. So I shouldn't get any of the gigantic ones. Like there is a science/art to fishing in Final Fantasy XI, and I'm still new to it. Like, I'm pretty new. So something's clamping onto my line ferociously. That's gonna be a monster. Yeah, whenever it says something clamps on ferociously, that means you're gonna fish up a monster, and that means you could potentially die. Now, you may think, well, why would anyone fish up a monster that's gonna kill them? Some of those monsters are actually rare. Like, there are rare named spawns that only happen when you go fishing. So, there's some rare items you can get out of that. But for me, it's not really worth it to waste my time on it. Okay, so my sabiki rig does not seem to be catching anything. I don't seem to be having good luck with the sabiki rig. If I'd known that the rogue rig had such a bad chance of catching moat carp, I would have just bought 99 insect balls for like 2,000 gil, right? Because that would have made my money back. I'll say that it would have made the money back. Right now, it's gonna take a long time to make back the money I put on that rogue rig. It's gonna take a while. So yeah, Sabiki rig it's just not having any luck. I think I'm not using the appropriate rig for the night well. So I'm gonna go back to Sandoria and I'm gonna try fishing in Sandoria. Like, I know there's places in Sandoria that I can fish, and I know I can catch crayfish. So I'm like, and I caught crayfish. I know I caught crayfish in northern Sandoria in the little pond there. I know I caught moat carp. Like, with the stuff I already have. I think I used the clothes pole and little worms, or the Sabiki rig, so I know I can catch them there. And I know you can catch crayfish there too, so I think I might have a better chance there. Man, fishing's a whole other game. Like, there's people that play Final Fantasy XI, and they get more into the fishing game than the actual, you know, adventuring part of the game. They level up their character only so that they can hang out in the, you know, in more fishing places, right? Like, that's the only reason they ever level up, is just so they can fish in more exotic places. I don't think I'm that bad, but I will admit I do like the fishing in this game. I do like me some fishing in my JRPG. And oh, hey there, Final Fantasy XI. We're just hanging out on a private classic server of it. So yeah, when it comes to JRPG fishing, I love me some JRPG fishing, but I'm not so into it that I will just, you know, forget everything and lose myself in the world of digital fish. I'm not that bad, but I do find it relaxing. I find it very relaxing, and I could just do it, right? Other people, it drives them insane. There's lots of people that, if they have to fish in this game, they lose their goddamn mind. They hate it. So I'm a little bit in the middle there. Yeah, I'm gonna try a different spot. I might be able to catch something, like, I might be able to get crayfish in a different spot. And yeah, Final Fantasy XI, it's the first Final Fantasy MMO, the older one. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Sandoria. I'm gonna try my luck in northern Sandoria. I know for a fact that with the rigs that I have, like with the little worms, I know I've caught moat carp and crayfish in northern Sandoria before. So I'm gonna give that another shot. So we caught 4 crayfish. That's a nice little start, but we need to make, like, we drop like 27,000 gil on this fishing pole and this rig. So we gotta make that back. All right. We gotta make that back. That was a big capital investment. The fish, we need that fish to go up, alright? Alright, so northern Sandoria. The fishing, yeah, like this whole area, like all this water, we're gonna fish for moat carp literally in the moat. Makes sense, right? Where do you catch moat carp? In the moat. Perfect. Logic. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna go over to the moat, like, in the middle of town. Just right in the middle of town, and I'm just gonna start fishing there, and that's gonna be perfectly fine. Alright, so let's see, I'm gonna stick with the rogue rig. I'm gonna see if I can catch anything with that. If I can't, then I'll switch it up and try out the worms and the sabiki rig. I'll see what I can fish up, right? Wait, is someone else fishing? Yeah, look at that! Look at that! Yeah, there are other people fishing here. I think I've grouped up with that person before. Pretty sure I have. Alright, so this looks like a good enough spot. Let's do it. It's fish time. Time to acquire fish. As a quick aside. Oh, okay, this is, it's junk. It's gonna be junk loot. Yeah, whenever it's something pulling on your line, it's junk. But, again, I can sell fishing buckets. You know, the rusty buckets and stuff, they do sell for a little bit of gil. So, I'll take it. But here's a little bit of trivia for you. The internet meme of how I mine for fish. That meme has multiple origins, but you know where it started? This game right here, Final Fantasy XI. Which that meme might actually be too old for a lot of you. But the how I mine for fish is because in this game, if you go mining in a particular place, you can actually mine up a fish out of a mining node. I believe it's in the mines near Bastok. Okay, now I'm getting terrible feelings. I don't know. Let's switch over to the sabiki rig. I think the rogue rig might be, I honestly think that rig is designed to catch larger fish, so while I do want to have it, I think it's not really compatible with the Halcyon rod. There's a couple other rigs I could try too. Like, they're not super expensive. But I think what I did is I kind of bought a rig that is designed for more high-end fish, and I'm not there yet. Oh, got a terrible yeah, okay. We're getting lots of terrible feelings. That's, you don't want that. So I know I've caught things with just the little worms, right? I know I've caught things in this area with that. So let's switch over to the little worm bait. Got 72 of them, so I should be able to fish something up. Yeah, like, the rod is fine. The rod is good, like, that rod is good forever. The problem is the rig. Yeah, the rig might be designed for... Yeah, because I keep getting a terrible feeling. Terrible feeling means you're fishing things that are gonna snap that rod. So... I think it's just... Yeah, I bought a really good rig, but it's just not a rig for this area. Yeah, it keeps threatening to snap my goddamn line. I'm gonna try another moat, because I know I've caught fish here with a similar rod. I do still have 6,600 gil, though. So, if I need to, I could buy another rig. Like, I could buy some other rig. Or I guess I could buy some insect balls. Like, if I buy insect balls, I'm pretty sure I can catch moat carp with that. And the initial 2,000 gil investment, yeah, that sucks, but moat carp sell for a couple thousand a stack. And with 99 balls, even if you don't get a moat carp with every one of them, you're gonna get a couple of stacks of moat carp, so it'll pay for itself, and also you'll make a decent little amount of profit, and then I could use that. You know, I get more skill, and I can use the money to buy, you know, the composite rod, so I can catch big fish. All right, let's try here. So I think this has a different pool of fish, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I was really worried about my equipment was really bad. Like, it was really bad and not suited for fishing. Like, I couldn't really catch the fish I wanted to catch. The problem is now I've got really good equipment, but my skills don't really match it, you know? So I have the ability to catch incredible fish, but my skills do not allow me to really do that. So I have to be very careful when I fish right now. Okay, I have a good feeling, but I think this is gonna be junk. Pretty sure it's gonna be junk. Look, I will sell those rusty buckets, alright? I will sell all the rusty buckets and make my money back. Also, here's a little trick. The rusty bucket is actually a piece of furniture that you can place in your mog house. And it actually has a special effect on it. So if you place a rusty bucket in your mog house, it actually gives you a bonus effect to your fishing that increases the chance you're going to fish up junk. So like, you will actually fish more rusty boots and buckets and stuff like that if you put that in your mog house. It's great. And there is a reason you'd want that, actually. Like, that's not just a curse, right? There is a reason you'd want to catch more rusty stuff. There's actually multiple quests that require rusty buckets and boots and stuff. Like, there's multiple repeatable quests that you can turn in for money and fame that rely on those items. But I think most of those quests are in Bestock, so it doesn't really do me much good. Not here. Alright, my Sabiki rig is failing me. I think I'm gonna have to suck it up and buy some insect paste. Like, I don't want to, but I do think I'm gonna have to suck it up and buy those insect balls. Or I need to figure out how you craft insect balls. Like, I am wondering what exactly you gotta do to get that. Like, if it's a low-level craft, I might try to make my own. Ooh, I got one! I got me a moat carp. Alright. Okay. So, yeah, it just shitty, cheap little worms. That'll catch you a moat carp. Alright. Okay, we're on it. So moat carp, I've sold individual moat carp for 200 gil each. What that tells me is if I sold a full stack, I'd probably get like a minimum of 2,000 gil for a stack of them. Probably more though. People tend to like buying things in stacks rather than individually. Like, if you're mass crafting or you're, you know, mass turning in a quest, yeah, they want to have, you know, they want to have a lot to work with. But yeah, so, okay, we can get moat carp here. So, okay, moat carp, they have, like, okay, the reason why they sell for so much to other players is two reasons. One, obviously it's fish, so you can use it for cooking. I mean, that's obvious, right? But in order to get the legendary Lu Shang's fishing rod, it's actually a quest right here in Sandoria. And the quest, I believe it requires you to turn in like a stupid amount of mote carp. It's either 1,000 or I think it might be like 10,000. It's like you need to turn in like 10,000 mote carp to this NPC. And if you do that, he'll give you Liu Shang's fishing rod. And that fishing rod, like, because it takes like 10,000 carp to get it, people will buy that fucking fishing rod for like 1,000,000 gil. Like, it's 1,000,000 gil rod because it takes so much mote carp. The funny thing is, mote carp aren't hard to get. Like, if you have the right rod, the right skills, and the right lure, like if you have all of that, it's really not hard to fish up tons of mote carp. It's just very time consuming. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be fishing a lot, right? Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna waste hours and hours of my life fishing, but I find it relaxing, right? It's super relaxing, and you don't have to be very attentive while you're fishing. But yeah, the reason why mote carp sell for so much is that the NPC does not require you personally to fish all of the mote carp. You can literally just buy it all off the auction house and just trade it over to it, right? And even if you're paying, right? Like, even if you're paying for all that mote carp, it's honestly cheaper than just buying the fishing rod from someone. Like, it's cheaper to do the quest than it is to buy the finished rod that you get. I own Stardew Valley, but I actually haven't really bothered to boot it up and play it. I think the reason is I've played a lot of farming simulator games. Like, I'm a huge fan of, you know, the Harvest Moon games. I like the Rune Factory games, which are just a mix of RPG, you know, fantasy RPG and Harvest Moon. But I've played so many games like that I kind of, Stardew Valley just sort of faded into the background, you know, it was another one to play. I really should get around to actually giving it a shot sometime. But in like in the Harvest Moon games, fishing is one of my favorite things to do in that. It's not like it's overly involved in the Harvest Moon games, but I don't know, there is just something fun about fishing in a JRPG. Like, hell, I like fishing in the, like, in Persona 4 you can go fishing, and I even like that. Oh, look, I lost my catch due to my lack of skill. But I tend to, like, if I'm not doing something on stream, I mean, other than MMO stuff, and, you know, I'm generally big on RPGs, but I'm also a huge fan of, yeah, your sort of Minecraft-ish survival RPGs. I've sunk way too many hours into Conan Exiles. But in general, I like a good immersive RPG, right? Now, whether that means combat, like, you know, it's a proper fighting RPG, or it's just a farming simulator or whatever, I don't know, I love that kind of thing. I think it's kind of why I like The Sims, right? If you really boil it down, The Sims is kind of just a very immersive RPG slash management game, if you think about it, right? Yeah, Final Fantasy games, they like them some cooking. Like, Final Fantasy really likes cooking. It's, you see it a lot in, like, 15, right? Yeah, big emphasis there. But I think that's a JRPG thing. Like, the Tales games, like, the Tales games, the ones I've played, they don't really have, like, crafting in general. But the one thing they do have is cooking. Like I really haven't played that many Tales games, but in like Tales of Abyss, which was the last one I played, I think that was on the PlayStation 2 as well. Yeah, the one like crafting skill is cooking, and you make a lot of use out of it. You do a lot of cooking in that game. I'm trying to think what other JRPGs are big on cooking. I guess Star Ocean, although Star Ocean has, like, the Star Ocean games have crafting in general. Like, you know, you can make all kinds of shit in Star Ocean games. God, I really like the crafting in Star Ocean 3 till the end of time. Like, that was, they didn't call it crafting in that one. They called it invention. You technically speaking, you were inventing things, and I really like that. So look, as I'm fishing here, this is banter time. All right, JRPG fishing equal banter time. I guess I like turn-based games a lot. Like, I prefer turn-based RPGs in general, but I found that the gameplay of the Tales games is really smooth, and I like that. Like, it's real smooth. And I felt like it was tactical enough that I never felt like they were sacrificing anything for it to be real-time. But for me, a similar combat system is the Star Ocean games. Like, even back to the one on the Super Nintendo, they all have that sort of real-time, but also you can go into menus to do more complex, advanced stuff, and, you know, you're managing a party on the field. I really like the Star Ocean games, even if most of them are not great, I have to admit. Like, Star Ocean 1 is amazing. Star Ocean 2 is good, but I just never really got into it. I need to try and finish it sometime. Star Ocean 3, to me, that is just it's a perfect game, even though I hate the plot twist. I absolutely hate the big plot twist that comes near the end. It kind of ruins the whole series, if we're being honest. But other than that, like, 3 is great. And it's a PS2 game. Then Star Ocean 4 is it's just okay. It's a fine game. It's a good JRPG. And then 5 is just boring. 5 is just really fucking boring. And I didn't even bother to play the newest Star Ocean game that just came out. Like, I didn't even bother to play that one. But I like the old ones. Like, I think 1 through 4 are absolutely fine. I've never played Grandia. That's one of those franchises I again need to give time to. There's a lot of JRPG franchises that I really need to get around to. It's just, you know, they're very long. And whenever I get the urge to play a JRPG, I will oftentimes just go back to what I know. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, whenever I get the urge to play like an old school JRPG, I think about it, and I think about all the ones I haven't played, but then I think about Star Ocean, and then I just play Star Ocean 3 again. That's my problem. God, I wish there were more JRPGs in the style of Star Ocean, because honestly the Star Ocean games kind of ruined themselves at this point. Like, we need either a reboot, like just a hard reboot, or someone else needs to make games that are like that. Oh god, pink-haired elf walking by. These new hair colors they added. Ugh. I got 54 little worms left. I've caught 3 moat carp and 6 crayfish. I'm trying to go for a stack. Either a stack of crayfish or a stack of moat carp. But even if I don't get a stack, I'm just gonna sell the individual note carp for like 200 gil. I'm trying to think of JRPGs that I really liked, but I just didn't finish for whatever reason. I think, oh god, I'm trying to remember the series name. I think it was Wild Arms? Very interesting JRPG on the PlayStation 1. And I think there was even a Wild Arms 2, but I really liked the game, but for whatever reason, I just never got around to finishing it. Like, I think maybe, I don't know, something happened and it distracted me, and then I just forgot about it for so long that I felt like I couldn't just pick up my old save file again. That happens every now and then. Like, there's a couple of games where I really like it, but then I get distracted, and then you think about playing it again, but it's like, oh, it's been so long, I wouldn't even know what I'm doing, right? And then you think, oh, I'll start from the beginning, but oh, it's a JRPG, that's gonna take a long time. I don't know about that. Just an unfortunate feeling that comes over me a lot. I think the big one though is, you know, again, to Star Ocean, so most people that like the Star Ocean franchise, most of them consider Star Ocean 2 on the PlayStation 1 to be kind of the height of the series, right? Like, that's the best one. That's what a lot of people would say. Oh my god. Okay, I need to sell all these rusty things, right? Hold up, let me find a place to sell this. The Royal Armory is right over here. Go there. Yeah, so most people say Star Ocean 2 is the best one. I played it for a while. Like, I played a few hours into it, but I found the game was so slow. Like, it was so slow to get to the point that I was really having a hard time getting into it, and I just gave up. Like, I just gave up. So I need to come back to that at some point. I think most people, for a long time, the general consensus with Star Ocean was that the third one was the absolute worst game in the series because it ruined everything. But as time went on, and I love seeing this, as time went on and more mediocre Star Ocean games came out, for a lot of people like me, Star Ocean 3 is now the best one. I really love when that kind of thing happens, you know? When initially people think a game is the worst, but then when they're given some time to sit on it and think about it, and you know, other worse games come along, their opinion shifts, and suddenly, no, that was a masterpiece, it was the best one. I love it when that happens. It's kind of like, I don't know, like what's a real bad franchise? Bubsy, right? Bubsy comes along and people are like, oh god, this is the worst thing ever, this is terrible. And then Bubsy 2 comes along and it gets worse, and then Bubsy 3D comes along and now, you know, the opinion is like, no man, Bubsy 1, that was a masterpiece. Well, okay, they haven't flipped that much on it, but perspective, I guess. It's oh, and the wife has returned. Oh. So, I think the wife is hungry too. So, okay.
I had a bowl of cereal. Just now.
Alright. Then, let's see, what time? Okay, I don't know, should I make this an early dinner, or? Okay, then, alright, so I guess we're doing dinner stuff now, because I'm hungry too. And thirsty. I need like a water reminder. But, alright. I guess we'll leave it here for today. I made some miscalculations with my fishing here. Clearly I miscalculated, but we're not completely lost here, alright? So, I can catch moat carp, I can catch the fish I need to catch, so I can make the money back. And I'm gonna work on that today, like, just, I don't know, after dinner, like, I'll work on recouping some of the costs that I put into this fancy fishing rod and the fancy rig. But, so it wasn't a total loss, alright? But, yeah, I overplayed my hand with getting such nice equipment so quickly. But we can fix it. Like, the thing is, we have the equipment now, so we can fix it. Alright. But I'll do the rest of that on my own time. Alright? So, till... I guess we'll, yeah, leave it here, pick up again tomorrow, and also look at that other Ultima server where they just go in a crazy new direction. We'll do that tomorrow too, alright? But for now, for today, we'll leave it here. I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope the banter was at least good. I know all we really did was fish, right? So, not the most exciting, but that's Final Fantasy XI. It's a slow burn. Alright, so... Oh, hey, look! A Link Shell member got a Carbuncle Ruby. Nice. That's like... It's like a less than 1% chance. Alright. So that's all. I will see you guys next time. I am hungry, so we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna make dinner. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully with strange Ultima things again. And more fishing. Alright. Getting out. See ya.